Hello guys, welcome to the first lecture on CRT. I'm gonna be very fast in this video because this is just an introductory video, right? So, and I'm gonna talk about the basic thing of everything about CRT, what you need to know about CRT in a nutshell, and with the diagrams you're seeing here and all you get to understand more on CRT and how to trade CRT. Or this video is just going to be a walkthrough of what you should be expecting. In later videos, I'm going to touch on all of them one by one. Every single thing here is going to be touched on one by one, and I'm going to show you how you can look for them on the charts. But in this video, I'm just going to brush you on what to expect and what CRT is, introduce you to CRT, um, and show you a little bit of some CRT examples and trade that's played out and which we also took to as well. So let's get right into it. So first of all, CRT. CRT simply means candle range theory, right? It makes you understand that every candle is a range. You understand? This simply means every candle is a range. You need to know how to find a range candle or a range high or a range low. So I'll quickly explain this, right? So basically, on the charts, we are trading based off candlesticks, right? We're trading based off candlesticks, and if you should drop down to maybe you start with a monthly time frame, right, and weekly time frame, and you go to like the 15 minutes, and you let's say you mark out the monthly time frame it's high, and you mark out the monthly time frame low, the candle high and low. If you should drop down to a 15 minutes, you realize that that could be, a range high and a range low. If you look from the high to the low, you're going to see like candles, other minimum, or sorry, other like little internal highs and lows that are not breaking, right? Are not broken the main highs and lows. So it's more like a range. I'll explain that to you. So what is a range? A range is something like this. You could have this, you could have this, you could have this, you could have this, you know. So, the highest parts, the lowest part is the range low. The highest part is the range high, right? So range low, range high. So if you should even check it, this whole range could be like a candle, right? On a higher time frame. So that's what I mean by every candle is a range. So every single candle is a range on a lower time frame. Right. So now for CRTs that there are ways you can spot a CRT candle, right? There are ways you can tell there's a CRT candle, right? So I'll go through it again. This simply means every candle is a range. You need to know how to find the range candle or the range high and the range low. So I'll show you now. This is a candle. This is a bullish candle, and the color patterns. For me, I like using black as um, my bearish candles, and this color as my this gray color as my bullish candles. So don't get confused. I don't like using the red and black because you can do whatever you like. It's just a chart and it's your own perspective, how you make things work for you. So this is a valid CRT candle. There's a way you can know this is a CRT candle, and that brings us to, before we get to number two, I also want you to understand that a completed CRT, right? Which you get to understand this more later. A completed CRT is an order block, right? I have a video on my YouTube where I talk about completed CRT, but maybe if you dive down to it and just watch it, just to watch through, you understand what I mean. So a completed CRT is an order block, and that means you can trade the creation of an order block. You know, this is an order block here, right here. You understand? You can trade the creation of this order block. You understand? All of these here are order blocks, but they are all completed. CRT. And I'll dive down to that later. How to find the CRT candles, right? The body of the of the candle must be greater than the wick of the candle. Now, you have a measure to here, right? And on your measure two, you just take the from the body close of, if you understand candlestick anatomy, you understand that, oh, this is a bullish candle. So you take from the open of the candle, you know, down to the wick it created, and you could see this number here, 0 point, what's it called? 0.30. So you just take it as 30, right? Take it as 30 because this is minus 0.30%. Now you go back, you take the measurement two again. You measured from the close of the candle to the candles to the wick high, right? Now you see here is 0.29. So you know you had the wick low was 0.30. So 0.30, which is 30 plus 29, which is 0.29. But just remove the zero if there's nothing there. It's not, you take it as 29. You understand? And that is 0. That's 30 plus 29 gives you 59. So that's the wick. So maybe if you are new to this, you can write it there. Wick equal 59, right? Wick equals 59. And then you can take the measurement to one more time and measure from the candle, either from the close to the open, which is just the body alone. And you can see 2.63, right? 2.63%. Now, 2.63% is 263. So you should know that definitely body 263. You know, 263 is definitely higher than is greater than 59. So this should tell you this is a good CRT candle. This is a good CRT candle. Now, if we should do the other one, take your measurement to, sorry about this. Take your measurement to again from the, this is a bearish candle. So this is the open of the candle to the candlestick high. You have 62 there. And you take the close of the candle measurement to again. I use a shortcut. So this is 104, which is 104. So 62 plus 104 gives you 166. So if you should do this week 166, and then you measure the body from either the open or the close, anyone you want. This give you 119. You can see it 1.19%, which is 119. So put it here, 119. Now 166 is greater than 119. So that tells you that's not a valid CRT candle, right? So that's just how to find the CRT candle. You know, the body of the candle must be greater than the wick. And I'll put this here for you guys. If the wick is greater than the body, then it is invalid. Right, so that's just an addition to this. So you can see this. Let's leave that there. So okay, just because of screenshot sake, I'm going to remove that. So now that was number two. I'll go through it again. The body of a CRT candle must be greater than the wick of the candle. If the wick is greater than the body, then it is invalid. Now let's go to the type of CRT candles and CRT, right? So we have with one take multiple close CRT candle, right? So we have the one take multiple close CRT candle, where we have the CRT candle and we have the manipulation candle. I'll explain to you guys what the manipulation candle is, what CRT is in general, what you're trading, and all in a later video. But this is the pattern you want to trade. At first, you want to see the CRT candle, then you want to see the manipulation candle, where I teach you how to enter the trade from the manipulation candle and take it to the high or to the low of the CRT. Right, that's basically what CRT trading is, right? Which I'm going to get there later. But first of all, there are three types of CRT candles which I trade, and that is the one take multiple close, where you have the manipulation candle and other candles. It takes like other candles to get to the high. So let's say the first candle, you see this candle as a CRT candle, and all. You do the measurement, you see it works. You wait for the manipulation. You get into the trade during the manipulation. After the manipulation, anyone you want, and you take a trade to the high. So let's say you take a long from somewhere here on a lower time frame, because you are seeing this on a higher time frame, and you take a long there, right? So that is a one take multiple close. So you can see it. One take means we have one manipulation candle, and then we have either two or three candles going higher to take the high of the CRT, right? So you have the CRO high, CRH, which is the CRO high. You have the CRO low, which is the CRT low. Now, moving on to the next one, we have the one take, one close CRT. So this is it. One take, which is you have one candle taking running the low, which is purging the low of the CRT, the CRO low, and then also going to take out the high of the CRT, right? Which is running the CRO high, running the CRO high. So that's the one take. That's the one take, one close CRT, yeah. This is just an example of how it looks, where by the time you see the manipulation, you go down to your lower entry, lower time frame for entry, you see where you want to enter, and then you take it to the high, you take it to the high. Now, the next one is the three candle CRT, where is the classic CRT that's, it's very easy to spot, and sometimes this is what really happens, right? So that one, you have one candle taken out as the manipulation candle, taking out the low of the CRT, and the second candle running through to the high. So this is just a basic for this one, right? This is just the basic um, accumulation, because I told you every candle is a range. Manipulation. Now, this is the second candle that's here, this one. doing the manipulation of the first CRT candle. This range is a CRT candle. This other candle is a manipulation candle. So it's manipulating the low of the range, and then it closes above. And then we have this third candle as the distribution candle to go higher. So this is the basic, the basic accumulation, the power of three manipulation and you know, distribution. So this is a power of three, that we all know about, or if you don't know about it, I'll also talk about it on later videos when I'm explaining more in depth on CRT. So for now, if you're confused, don't worry. The next videos you get to understand because I'll start going in depth on everything I've spoken about one by one. So we're done with the types of CRT and CRT candles. Now, what is the next thing is the key level and the type of key levels. So key levels are areas where we want to see our CRT formed or tapping into. So I write that here. Key levels are areas where you want to see your CRT candle a CRT candle form or manipulation candle tapping into. Yeah, so key levels are areas where you want to see your CRT candle form or manipulation candle tapping into, right? So we have three key levels that we look for, and those three key levels are fair value gap, order blocks, hold highs or hold lows, which you can see a diagram of how this looks. Most of you already know what fair value gap is, order block is, hold highs or hold lows. So I'm going to also show you how to spot this on the charts, and these are going to be talked about what they are and how they are being formed and where you need to find them as well. So we have the fair value gap. This is how the fair value gap looks. We have the order block. This is how the order block looks. And we have the old highs and the old low. This is how the old highs and old low. Old highs look. Definitely, if you should flip this, you should see that it will also be like an old low, right? The same thing for an old low. So maybe I better do something like this here. Sorry. Maybe I should do this. So you understand what I mean by old highs and old lows. Sorry, I just want to show you guys what the old low looks like so you don't get confused. So now we have the old high, old low. Right. So I'll show you guys what this means, how you can spot this old key levels because they're very important. These are areas where you want to see your clarity being formed out, or maybe your manipulation candle tapping into them before you can take a trade. This is key. And that's why it's called the key levels. Right. So we have the FVG, which is the fair value gap, the order block, the old highs and old lows. They have other key levels. For me, these are the three major key levels I look for. I don't want to crowd my head with so many key levels, even though I know them. But these are the major ones that are part of my plan that I want to see. And that's taking us to the last part, which is steps to take in trading the CRT candle. So first of all, you need to pick a higher time frame and then you have to find the key level. See, first step, second step. Is finding the key level, which we just talked about, and find the CRT candle, which is by doing the whole measurement part. Mark CRH and CRL, which is CRL, CRH, CRO high, CRO low. And then you go to the lower time frame where you have your where you can now take the entry from whatever part of the CRT that was first manipulated, either the high or the low. If you're bearish, it's the low high. If you're bullish, it's the low that gets manipulated first. So, and then you take your entry and boom, you win a trade or you lose a trade, because one thing you need to know is that no matter how well you have a pattern and you think your pattern works or your strategy works, like you're not the one controlling the market, sometimes you take losses. And also, before I forget, is that they have rules. We have CRT rules. I'll put this here. CRT rules. We have CRT rules. Uh, which states 50% of CRT will be your first what's this? What's going on here? Oh Jesus. Sorry guys, I don't know what happened here. Okay, I think we had two of these. Let me do that again. 50% of the CRT candle must be your first take profits. Profit was it would be a from so so I'll leave this here. real quick. Sorry, I didn't talk about this in the first place, but now it's here. CRT rules, 50% of the CRT candle must be your first take profit because it could be a reversal area. So there's a way you measure your to know your 50% of your CRT candle because that should be always be your first take profit, or you should take partials there and bring your stops to break even. I know if you don't understand that, you probably understand that later. So with your fib, you are able to measure the highs from the low to the high of your CRT. Is it this one? No. Fib zone, yeah. Levels, trend line out. So like this, you're able to measure to see the 50% of this CRT candle now. You're able to see that this is the 50% area. So if you're taking a trade from either the low, let's say you get a low purge, multiplication candle purge, you want to take profit here first. So this should be the first TP, or you can be either where you take partials and let the rest run to the major 100%. Right. So I'll leave this here as well. 50%. So that's it for today. I hope you guys get to understand this very well. I'll leave a screenshot of this so you can be able to look at it, go through the video over and over again if you don't understand. Well, this is just an introduction to CRT, and next video, I will start with teaching you guys how to identify a CRT. So just before we go, I'll quickly show you a CRT that was formed real quick that we traded based off. Okay, this one is let me show you. I don't know if you can spot one here. There are many CRTs here that you can spot, but just to show you quick examples on the CRT. So for me, I'll show you one, and then we have the key levels and why the CRT plays out. And I'll show you, I think one is here as well. Also, okay, let me start with this. So I'll show you what I mean by it was on other block. So we have a good example here. And we also have one playing out right here. And I'm not even in this one because I did not, there's no interest, right? But I knew this was going to happen. And also, first thing is, key level. We pick a key level as old low. This is an old low now as a key level. And what do we want? We want to see CRT forming close to a key level or the manipulation level candle tapping into a key level. So we have a three classic CRT candle here, which is CRO high, CRO L, CRO low, and then we have the CRO high. Yeah. Right. So if you measure this candle, just like I said, you see 42, the wick is very small, so measure from the body to the high, 171, so the body is greater. So we have the CROL, CROH, yeah. And now, guess what, right? I'll do a quick bar replay for you. So you see how it looks like before. So me seeing this already, I already know there's a CRT going to form here. I'm anticipating a CRT going to form here. And this is a 12-hour time frame, and this is a key level, old, low. Now, found three things, which is hold low, CRT candle. What am I expecting? I'm expecting a manipulation candle and the next candle either to go high. You cannot tell if that CRT is going to be a one take multiple close or a one take one close or the three candle CRT. You can't tell. But first of all, you want to see the manipulation and you want to get in on the manipulation. That's more advanced, right? I'll teach you how to get in on the manipulation candle. Now, what's next? I see the manipulation candle as coming in, doing the whole manipulation. I look for my entry here, put my stops below, and I'm targeting the 50%. First of all, for my the 50% is even enough for me, right? Because you don't have to be greedy when trading. Or I target the CR high, right? And this gives me a 1 to 5 trade, right? And the next candle comes and boom, TP. And the next candle goes, you can even decide to target the next, liquidity area as form of a hold high, yeah, right? Now, this brings us to where I say completed CRT is the form of an order block, right? Now, these are another block for me, right? As a form of key level because it's a completed CRT, right? And now what do I want? I want to see another CRT form within this place, right? So I wait patiently. This is also a form of old high. So I wait and I see the CRT again that's forming here. Wait for the manipulation, take it to the 50%, short it to the 50% like this. You won't understand now. Maybe probably later you get to understand more, but I hope you're seeing these diagrams that I just drew for you guys on the charts. I just want you to see it on the charts and see that it really works. And now you see this is a one take multiple close CRT forming here. So we see the low of the CRT as well. Let's see if we just taps it as well. Now we have this candle tapping it. Now, the same thing again we look for, we see a CRT candle here. Now, I'll go in depth on CRTs and type of CRT candles to look for and the main high probability CRTs to another candle in the later videos. If we measure this 67, 121 plus 7, 150, 67, 121, 188. So this candle was not a good CRT candle, but based off knowing high probability CRT candles, I was able to use this. But I went to the daily and I saw it as a nice CRT candle, right? So just look at it here, right? So this is my order block. Remember, order block as key level, right? Order block as key level, manipulation candle. I took it straight, yeah. Entry somewhere here. And I was targeting this high. I think I made a video where I did an analysis on BTC and what's going to happen there. And this is what happened. And I was in this trade. Yeah, I could show you guys evidence so you see, right? So this was the trade that I was in. I took this. What was my key level? Order block, right? Order block key level, CRT candle, if you measure it well, 67 plus 70. Definitely the body is higher because it's 302. Manipulation candle entered off this and took it to the high. So this is a very good example of a good CRT which I took. So that's just to show you, and I'll show you one last example here of a CRT, but there was no key level. So we would have not traded this, right? The only way we would have traded it is if you understand more of fair value gap, then you can say this is a fair value gap and it's tapping into it. So this is a bearish key level CRT candle where you have manipulation, to this one again. There are other CRTs going on. This is a CRT here. Tapping into a key level as well. CRT candle, one take, multiple close. There's one type of CRT that I did not measure. I just want to keep showing you guys so you can you can see CRTs everywhere, right? And there's a secret to this CRT, which I'll say on the next videos, and I want you to understand, so form of key level, this was not a right one, but I think you see it well on the 12th hour, or should it be the weekly? Better still. And definitely one is playing out here on the weekly, which I spoke about on my um, analysis video on BTC, and we hope to see what happens if there's going to be a reversal here. But I reckon not that there will not be a reversal. It should just be maybe price coming down to here and keep going up to take the highs. Anyways, that's it for now. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you get to understand this, and also look forward to the next video on CRTs. Just before I go, one quick one on a weekly CRT key level as old or high. This was what I saw on BTC when I did an analysis and said BTC was going to drop down. And what happened? It actually did. So CRT helps you a lot. So thank you guys for watching. Stick around for the next video. If you don't understand, watch the video over and over again. Drop your questions on the chats. Or if you are in my Zero Emotion Telegram channel, do well to send me a message, drop a chat, drop a question, and I'll answer them. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate if you're willing to join the channel, drop a comment and I will send you the link to the channel, and now you can be part of the Zero Motion class. Thank you guys for watching.